And it's going to the Zoom to the YouTube connection. And I see everybody looks great. Okay. So I'm in J, I'm in the content. So let's go to what's due so we can set up. Okay, it's a little bit out of order. Quite a bit out of order. Let me just change this a little bit. Okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, there needs to be a little bit of order here. If you don't mind, Spencer, if you can just make a little bit of order so it goes on the right dates here. But basically, we talked about March 25th. You need to do the Tech Cloud. There were 2 articles you needed to do March 27th, which was your draft proposal for this Wednesday. Every group has to have the final proposal approval. Make sure in your group that you say final proposal approval. If I have not signed off, I need to sign off on Wednesday. April 1st was today. You needed to do chapter 14, which is the artificial intelligence. And a week from today, which is due April 8th, I want you to do chapter 10, which is ERP. We have 2 chapters left for the second exam. That's chapters 10 and 12. On Wednesday, I'll make an assignment for chapter 12. That way, some of you can just, even when you have the weekend, you can even do it on the weekend. On next Monday, I want you to do ERP, which stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, for chapter 10. I'd like you to give a first draft by Wednesday for your Wix audit section and publish this for the free version. I'd like to have a slogan for your homepage, have a team page, have upcoming events, start doing already even a short video, your plans and pricings page. Make sure that you have some things that are free, and potential sponsors page. That's for next Monday. Let me make sure in assignments and quizzes that I make chapter 10 available to you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So when I was taking the chapter 14 artificial intelligence quiz, the it says it's due October 23rd, 2023.
Okay, then for the quizzes.
Yeah.
So let's edit the test options.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you
Excellent.
know because I didn't want it
Yeah,
ever
well, we
to get
should have known beforehand, right? We didn't display after the due date was not changed. So let's change it and let's do it. You know what? Let's have it due on Wednesday. Okay. So this way, go through it again because it's going to say that you didn't do it, you know?
Yeah.
So let's, excellent, extra credit.
It also doesn't say like the grade that you got, like once you
Yeah,
come.
because it's overdue. So let's do it again. So let's see if we can do it again. I'm going to make it on Wednesday. Okay. And I'll make it for 5 p.m. You guys got to correct me. You know, we got to work together on this. Somehow, I guess I didn't submit or something. Okay. So, so let me know. So that's why it doesn't say you got a grade. Now check it. Yes, no?
I'm checking right now.
Yeah, perfect. And now let me do chapter 10. And
Yeah, the due date's fixed.
okay. So can you be so kind, Spencer, and put an announcement? Spencer, you there?
Yeah.
Put an announcement that chapter 14, the due date has changed to April 3rd at 5
Okay.
p.m. and that to redo redo it. It'd be interesting to see if it lets you redo it. So those of you that are here during class, even that have done it already, did you do it already, Luke?
Yeah, I got all the questions right, but it just
Okay,
says
can you
year.
see if you can redo it now?
Okay.
And if it will let you, does it think it needs to be like 3, it doesn't let you because you've done it 2 times, and then I'll increase it to 3 times, Maybe I should do that already.
So it says I used one of my submissions, but I can still use my second.
Well, let me change it.
Uh-huh.
Excellent. Things happen all the time, right? We have to check, recheck, and almost AI could do that, saying, do you haven't updated your date, right? Or seen the pattern that I always do a week in advance. Wouldn't I want that? So I'm going to make a new announcement for this chapter 14, and I'm going to say we're going to take 3 attempts. You know what? I'll do 4 attempts. What do we care? Because it'll be like twice. You know what I mean? So you can, but I'd stop at the last one, whatever you get. So I'm going to just change it to 4 attempts, and I'm going to submit. And does it have the right date? Yes. And does it submit?
Yeah, so now we have 4 attempts, it says.
Okay, so basically we're just kind of doing it. So Spencer, if you could be so kind and put in for the announcements that everyone should redo their chapter 14 because the date was not, for the date corrected, and it's due April on Wednesday. Okay. And now for chapter 10, see, we always have issues. And that's what we would want kind of like internally. I should have a AI assistant, right? To be able to check it, make it available to students, make a new announcement. I'm going to give 2 attempts. And now it doesn't even update the due date, right? It should be intelligent enough to say, hey, why make a due date pass? It should not allow me to do that, right? Luke, the system should say, hey, wait a minute, right?
Yeah, it should say that we already passed that date.
Right, shouldn't it be?
Yeah.
It's not intelligent, right? And it's not super you don't need AI for that. Just check today's date versus the due date, right? And make it available. So I want then, I don't want April 3rd, right? This is 10, I want April 8th. And I want it at 5, right? Five p.m. See this? Do not allow students to start the dates if the due date has passed, but it wasn't even available at that time. Submit. And does it work? Can you check for me and see if that's working? Number 10. Okay, perfect. And then the other part is, what do I need? I need PT and I need Wiley Plus. And Wiley Plus needs to be available too of my ERP and information systems. And I'm going to make it available. And then I need to make that date available too. go down to my ERP adaptive assignment. Open the assignment. Options, edit the assignment. And of course, I want it to be next step. And I want a 10, next step. Set a date. Assign to. Next. And the due date is next week at the 8th. Save. And save. Okay. So how does it look now? Luke, am I up to date?
Yeah, now it will let it has both of the quizzes up there and they both work.
Okay, so Martin, Preston, and Michael and Sam, hopefully I see everybody, and Josh, I see everybody's lovely faces. Okay, questions? Okay, so let's anything in the chat that I need to
Oh, there's nothing in the chat.
Okay, good. Okay, so welcome, folks. Let's talk about between now and the end of first of all, the end of the semester. Make it clear for everybody. Today is April 1st. Can you believe it? Where has the time gone? April 1st. When's the last day of class for us? Samuel?
April 29th.
April 29th. Monday, April 29th is the last day of class together. I'm already getting a little teary-eyed, but I'll get myself together, right? Audrey, I'll just keep it in, right? So anyways, but I'm sure that I will be seeing you afterwards. So it's not a Wiedersehen, goodbye. We're continuing. As we mentioned before, those of you that are considering can join me next semester. I'm going to be teaching 2 sections at 3:30 and 5. And if you want to consider being like a teaching assistant in training or a teaching assistant, let us know. Okay, so what we need to do is this. April 17th is the exam, right, Audria? It's an exam and it's in person and it's in SBA 204, the same room as we did before, and it will be our second exam. People were asking me about a final exam. That is our second exam. We have 2 exams in this class. After the 17th, what I want to spend all our time with is your projects. You will be giving a presentation with your group on April 29th, Monday. You will be giving a very short version of your group presentation. I'll be giving you about 6 or 7 minutes to present. I will be asking you detailed questions of questions that I think may need to be improved. After I give you that feedback, you will make those corrections and then meet with your group and do a final presentation, full length, given the fact that no one would know about your project. It's if you were going to give it to investors or to businesses for your services. You will record it in Zoom. You will record it without a password. You will upload it to your folder that will say final project under your audit area. You will include any other updates. You will include your slides, and that will be due when the time of the final exam. So you do not need to be physically in any one location. Everybody clear with that? Because people are still asking me, well, when's the final? Where is it? I want to go on a trip. I'm going to be on a plane. I'm going to be wherever. It doesn't matter where you are. The final project will be due at that time. Any questions on that? We're okay with that? Roberto, do you have any questions on that? Where the semester is going? What?
No.
Okay, perfect, Roberto. The next part, Roberto, is I need to get then your group needs to then have me sign off on what is your group proposal. And then you need to start working on your proposals. And not only after you work on your proposals, actually getting into the project. We will be using Wix, as I told you before, because I have an academic partnership with them, that they are allowing us not only to use their free version, which everyone can use, they are allowing us to upgrade to a business plan. The business plan where we're going to be able to upload is that we'll be able to get more services from them, and we will be able to use their site and a free domain name for a year. So it's important that we assign one person in the class to set up the Wix account. Now, anybody can set up the free account, but once we get our Wix site done and I approve it and I say, hey, this looks good, then we'll upgrade and get additional features. Plus, we will get domain names. So you'll think about domain names as well. Okay? Questions on that? So you will then be able to do it. Let me give you some of my guidelines to what I want you to think about your site. I want you, number one, when you're thinking about your site, is to feel free to use generative AI, which is incorporated in Wix. Plus, you can use other sites to generate your any of your images, to generate any of your text. So you'll need to have kind of a slogan of what you want. You can then even use generative AI to help you with some of your slogans of what's happening. I'd like you at least to have many of your services start off free, because my guess is no one knows you. Why should they pay for services what they don't know? So you will be giving free services. And one of the ways in which you can give free services is that I want you to do short video demos of what kind of services that you can give. Even you can show services of you even doing parts of the website, of creating those images or creating text, asking, doing differentiation, for instance, between Copilot, Microsoft.com, and ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, see what the difference, have one chatbot talk to the other chatbot, and that you have ways in which you can show what type of services you can. You need to be able to do social media, and in social media, you take 2 or 3 accounts, and you'll have how you divide that up is up to you, but at least to have 1 or 2 people in your group be in charge of it and others follow, and that you continuously do it till the end of the semester, not just put in a couple of posts at the end of the semester, but continually doing it. And for instance, on your Instagram, if you use Instagram, you could tell stories, and whenever you update your Instagram, it will also populate to your Wix account. So once you update, it will be there. Another thing you can use with Wix is you can do Zoom, and you can integrate, just like we're using Zoom. Remember here in the Zoom, where we can go like to YouTube, you can then use Wix and go to set up a Zoom. Put in your notes when we're going to be doing Zoom, you have to apply for a free Zoom account. You cannot use the university's account because you need to be the administrator of your account. And I and you are not administrators of our account. The university IT is. So remember, I wanted to use generative AI. They have something called IQ in Zoom that will summarize my lectures. The university turned that off. Even though the university gets it for free, they turned it off. And when I asked, I'd like to use it with my students, they told me that they would do a special exception for me, but they would not allow the whole university to do it. So at this time, I said that I didn't want to be an exception because guess what? They wanted to put me on a special server. And what was I afraid of? If I was on a special server and it wasn't supported by Zoom, when that server goes down, you remember the other day when had a problem with their Wi-Fi, Samuel, remember? Then I would be stuck. I wouldn't be able even to broadcast my classes. So it's always a trade-off, right? Can you think about it? The university saying, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. We're not familiar with what Zoom's going to do with our data. We don't want things going out, summaries going out, whatever their fears are. But they've said we're holding off on that. Just like Microsoft 365 Copilot, on their Office suite, Samuel, the university says, we're holding off on that. They want extra money for us. We don't want to provide it. I think differently, but everybody has their roles and permissions. Do I have that role and permissions? I don't. So with Zoom, I want you to have you'll have the roles and the positions once you're using Zoom. So I want you to think about it as your project of your website is that you're showing off what services you can do rather than just writing about it and making it as succinct as possible. I'd like your groups to actually do like little video snippets of providing potential clients what you can do for them. That's how I want you to look at it. Questions? Spencer, do you have anything that you wanted to add on the things that when you were doing it? No. Okay, so Ellery has told me she's here from Wix. Ellery, are you we're here waiting for you in bated breath.
How
And
are
you
you?
know what? How are you? Listen, just for this is a class, my 5 o'clock class. This is where it's what I call my hungry hour, right? I get a little hungry, and this class is dealing with me. They're a little slow to get on, but that's fine. Ellery, what I'm thinking about, since we're so limited in time and we had some slowness, is maybe you can spend more time on your slides
Okay.
in this session. Do you understand? Rather
Yeah.
than showing step by step, because your slides, and then they can even see that, and some things you can open up. But I think what's more important maybe for this class is they kind of see the overview and they can see, we can post the slides, because we had some issues last time, you remember, of you having issues with your computer. You started freezing. I had a little bit of an issue. I don't know if I froze too, but we
Yeah,
had
you
some
froze on my end.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that sounds great. We'll go through the slide deck.
yeah, go to the slide deck, and then if we have time, because I want to finish basically at 6, we can do kind of like
Okay.
a half hour on it. We can
Okay.
do it on 6, and then I'll interject some of my questions, and my students here will either unmic themselves or put it through the chat, and I have 2 people that are moderating our chat. How does that sound, Ellery? So you can spend
Sounds
more
great.
time showing your slides, and we're Spencer, can you check Dylan, or reach out to him? Dylan was supposed to upload I guess in the project section where we had of the assignments and the exercise and under project, he was supposed to be putting some of Ellery's slides there. Can you be so kind and check that as well, Ellery? Spencer? And see if that was available, the 2024 for Ellery and also the code. Okay, so Ellery, I am so grateful that you have joined us another semester. And for me, it's a joy that we're able to think about collaboration with Wix.com at the University of Miami and have supported our students so graciously. So I'll leave it to you, Ellery, to take over. And I'll just
Absolutely.
make comment.
And thank
Okay.
you so much for having me once again. I love to see what the students create. So essentially what I'll be covering is a little bit of the process of your business site that you're creating. Depending on what your need is, it's something that it can grow with you. The best thing about Wix is that the platform itself is free. And you'll be able to create as many sites as you want. You receive your own URL, your free URL as well. And each of you will also receive a code that'll allow you to do and create different enhancements on your pages for your business site that you're creating with your class project. And so I'll go through a few kind of consultative templates that you can use, that you can choose from. There's over 900 templates in here, so plenty of them that you can kind of choose for whatever business that you're creating for your group projects. A little bit about search engine optimization on the back end, adding and creating apps that you can choose, that you can integrate with your site. And one of those is bookings, and I'll show you how to do that. And then, of course, how to create your contributors. You'll be splitting up into groups, and I'll show you how you can add your team members. So one of the first things you want to do is definitely get started by creating a Wix site. If you haven't already, just log in using an email account. And
Do I
really
need a credit card to get a free
Not-
account?
No, you don't. Only when you get to the code portion at the end.
Okay, perfect. So at that point, when I'm sharing information, if I sign up, then I can just allow my collaborators to sign up and they're not gonna get my credit card information or anything like that. So
Right.
that's sure.
Yeah,
Perfect.
once you decide to have them activate the code, that's when you'll see that it requests it. So make sure that you follow the steps. I have it in the FAQ page, how to remove the auto renewal so you don't get charged, which is really important.
Okay,
but-
and one more point, when they, so the person that creates the site, should that, and they're gonna be using their credit card, that same person, when they upgrade, has to be the original person. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, the person who adds the code and will be managing
Adds
the
the
site.
code should be the one that originates this.
Mhm.
Okay,
Definitely. And so from here, first step for all of you is kind of deciding who's going to be your main person creating the site, and then adding the contributors, aka the other team members, and I'll show you how to do that. But before we get to that, I just wanted to share how you can easily browse through the different templates. These are just use cases. This is an example of a site that was created in one of Dr. Rushnick's classes. This is a second one. The students are able to choose the type of templates, the type of business. You'll be able to search that. So for example, if I were to go here under my templates, again, there's over 900 to choose from. There's plenty of categories to choose from. The one that she mentioned that you're maybe using in this class is AI consulting. So I just threw that here in the search, and I was able to come up with plenty of different consultative templates and pages and sites. And you can always go in here and preview it before you commit to something. Previewing allows you to do just that. You get to get a sneak peek of everything that's entailed in that template before you commit to it, and you can browse it. You can go through the different pages. You can say, well, I like that there's different programs here, different events, maybe that I'm creating for my business. Maybe you want to have a blog in your business. Maybe you don't. You can easily delete that page if you don't need it. Maybe you like the contact page and you can easily add your whole team to this section if you wanted to. But it's a great way for you to preview and see what it looks like. You can also see what it looks like on a mobile device and also preview the pages as well through here and what they look like. And then if you decide to choose the template, you can easily just click on edit this site. And what that does is that it opens up your editor and it allows you and it gives you the opportunity to start making those edits to make it unique for whatever it is that you're building. Okay, so that's what we've done so far. We've gone into templates, we've signed in, and we've kind of chosen a template that we want to work with. And you can start editing and making it unique in your own. There's plenty of tools in here that'll help you enhance your site too. You can choose to use AI from the very beginning and kind of have it create your own template. Or if you choose a template like we just did and you decide to edit it, it'll also ask you if you need help in maybe coming up with the site copy, maybe the About Me section. It'll always give you different options to create and generate maybe a few copy in AI.
And
And
how
you
did
can
that
always,
come up? Did that
that'll
come up
populate when
automatically?
you're, yeah, it'll come up automatically. But you'll also notice that if you choose a different element on your site, whether it's a text, like I'm clicking here, or a paragraph or a button, it'll ask you, hey, if you want to use AI, you can click on this little sparkle button. And so if I wanted to come up with a, I don't know, an introduction here and generate some text, but we're kind of stuck on what we want it to say. Maybe I want it to be a service description. Is there any specific project in here or someone that's come up with something in their groups?
One is like AI generation consulting and basically helping businesses use AI tools. And what's interesting here is it makes it specific. So they kind of basically, it looks like they use like a chat GPT and then make it specific for about section, welcome section, service. So description. So what's nice here is that you could use like a Gemini or a Copilot, but here it's embedded. Your AI text creator is embedded within Wix. Is that a true statement?
Yes. So I just put in consulting AI and health therapy. I'm going to put heart. I think I did heart last time. So I'll put heart therapy. And if I add that in there, it'll populate a description, but you can put anything in there. And so
Yeah, right.
it'll give you at least a jump start on what
Then
you
you can
could
fine
create.
tune it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just like she said, you can fine tune it, you can choose it, you can say, you know what, I want this to be a little bit more professional, and maybe I don't want it to be so long. Maybe I want it to be something that is a little bit shorter. So I can modify it, I can change the tone. You can use this for anything, whether you're doing a description or a welcome, or maybe you have different services for your company. You can add that in there. So
You
for
make
me, I'm
it
just gonna
shorter, say I
shorten it.
want it in bullet points, something like that.
Yeah, so you can definitely change the tone here. You can see more options here. I'm just gonna add this here really quick to my little section. Expert, make the text shorter. Right there. I don't know. I'll use this one because it's nice and quick and short and straight to the point. So that's how easily you can use AI. You can also use AI to create images if you wanted to. But any element that you choose, you'll always get a nice little floating menu and you'll be able to edit it and change it. So if I wanted to change this text here, I can change this to just changing it up to what my thing is. And you can start making edits to that font and whatever you want to do. If you want to add an image, you can easily do that by clicking here on this specific image. Maybe I want it to be a change of color, or maybe I want it to be a video. But you can easily do that by choosing Wix Media, which is something I like to show students, especially since you have these make-believe companies that you're creating. You don't have to worry about the actual copyright issues. This is freely licensed for you to use. There's thousands of images and videos. So make sure you use media from Wix. If you choose Shutterstock, you have to pay for it. And you can also use images that are created for you with AI embedded in Wix. So maybe for here, I want to put something like heart. I'm just choosing a video here. Maybe I want it to be a neon heart, and I'll add it in my background, and this will be my new image. And if I were to preview this, by clicking on the top right-hand corner on the preview button, it gives you a chance to see all the changes and the edits that you've been making to your site and to your page. And you'll be able to kind of see that a little bit here. Again, I just decided to add a little bit of a video. You can decide if you want this media to be an image or a video. And again, just clicking on it, you'll get this nice little floating menu and start making those changes. If I were to click on image, then I can easily put in here, I don't know, put heart medicine. And I can choose something completely different. Maybe I want it to be, I didn't see my little cardiovascular heart here. I can choose something that's a little bit more techy looking. Just heart. Maybe I want it to be I don't know, maybe I want it to be a stethoscope, because you can hear your heartbeat with a stethoscope. But you get the idea. You can
Yeah, we got
choose
the idea.
and change that image, or if it's a video that you want to have. Okay, so start making and modifying your site by either choosing a template, choosing AI to kind of build it out for you, and you tell it what you want in the different prompts. Feel free to go through each and every single one of those different options, depending on what you're building. And then, of course, if you're looking to make sure that if someone searches your business or your portfolio or whatever you're building, you can update and create search engine optimization, which is just the tags that allow you to be found based on that description. So whenever you're Googling something, and we've partnered with Google, that's the search engine that's powered through here with Wix. When you're being found, you're going to always notice there's ads that you pay for, but search engine optimization allows you to create these taglines that are organic. You don't have to pay for them. And so this is a great way for you to be able to kind of add these different tags or keywords that'll help you be found, so that when someone searches you online, they'll be able to do that. So other features that you'll be able to do is adding to your page, adding different apps, adding different products that'll help you. So for example, that template that we chose doesn't have a bookings calendar. It has more of an events. So if you wanted to add it, you can simply go into your apps tool. It's your Wix app market that you'll find here on the left-hand side on these buttons that are the features that you use for your site. And so if you go here under your add apps feature, you can easily do a search for what you're looking for. So for example, I'll do the bookings. I'm going to search in here for bookings. And then I know the other example you want to do maybe was Instagram, Professor?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very important to note is when you're choosing an app, just pay attention to what's free, especially for your project. You want to use something that's free.
For
You'll
sure.
notice that you have some that have a cost to it. Make sure you don't choose those. You want it to be a free installation onto your site that you're building. So this bookings app and tool allows you to integrate all the business needs that you have. So maybe your professor is going to say, I want you for your company to create 3 types of bookings. I want it to be a free consultation. I want you to attach a Zoom link to it because you want to make sure that you're providing a service throughout a virtual consultation. You can do an in-person and then charge 150. It's just different scenarios that she'll provide you with. But anytime you use and create an app or a tool, this is what Wix is going to look like. It'll start generating all the different features that you can use to start building that tool that you're creating. And so, for example, it says, okay, great. If you want, you could start creating all of these here. It lines it up for you. You can also click again on the editor and say, you know what, I want to manage these services. These that you see here on screen, they're just placeholders. And so you can quickly go in here and say, okay, great, let's start with my virtual consultation. I know that I need to add a Zoom link to it. My professor is making sure that we did this. It's part of the assignment, and it'll populate different kinds of appointments that you can do. Okay. So this first
And here,
example
for
that I'm going to
instance, there's
choose.
like free online. Yeah. So if they want
Yeah.
to do, that's
So
what
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
choose
encourage
this
them,
one.
saying like in the info session or price, that they'll be free online. So they can then incorporate that and then they can edit that. Right.
Absolutely. And so Wix will automatically create a page for you, and you can add the description. You can say if this is going to be free or not.
Right.
And then, of course, where is this going to be? I want this to be a virtual video conference.
Mhm.
And this is where you're going to be able to change what that looks like.
Yeah.
You'll
Perfect.
be able to add the Zoom link here
Right.
or
And
in the
here's the
virtual
Zoom,
link.
and this is nice because then here you can connect a Zoom account and generate unique links or add a fixed URL that will be sent for every booking.
Absolutely. And so once you save that, I'm just going to change this to free.
Free, yeah, just change it to free.
Save it.
Mhm.
Okay, save this
Without a service plan,
anyways.
save service without a plan.
So this is just me adding a free consultation.
Mhm.
It's being added to my site, to my page. It's officially there.
Yeah.
You'll notice that you can be able to see it here, and you'll be able now to see it live on your site.
Right.
And if I wanted to preview that, of course, you click preview and check your work
Mhm.
and be able to see what you just created. If I were to click on this, I'll be able to come up with a calendar and times, and you can set this up. If you make an appointment with 3 of your team members, you can put it for each individual team member if you wanted to.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So if you wanted to add an additional page, maybe you want to have an Instagram account and you want to make sure that your site is generating and showing these updates live rather than having to go back in and make these changes. You can easily go here under your pages and menus button and add this page. Okay, you can do that by clicking here on the pages button. I'm going to go to site menu. You can add a page here, or you can add a menu item down here. You have 2 choices. And Wix will give you some sample templates of views of how to lay out a page. Definitely one that you'll want to use is maybe an About Us, so you can add all your team members. Okay, students love to use these. But what I want to do,
for our project, that is required, yeah.
absolutely. So that'll go into your contacts, or you can just add a new page. And what I'm going to do is just build out a free one. I'm going to name this page. Notice that my menu items are getting a little bigger. Here's my new page listed. And I'm going to rename it to my IG. And just like before, I'm going to go to my apps. And I'm going to add an Instagram. app. And I want to make sure that it's free. And so I have Instagram. And it's going to integrate and build everything out. You don't have to worry about coding anything. The only thing you want to do is just add your own link if you've created one for your fake company. I think that's part of the assignment, right, Professor? And then you can also edit the layout of it. So again, you can just click it. You'll have a nice little floating menu. Go to the settings, add your link here, and then also change the display, and you can kind of tinker around with that. So this is where you'll be able to add it. And then maybe I don't want the total number of posts or following. I just want certain specific things, but it's ready to go and it'll be live with any postings that you have. Just move my little shopping cart over. All right, so I've done a few things. I've chosen a template. I've been able to add from the market. I've been able to add features. I can navigate in here throughout the different pages on my site that I have here open. If I want to add additional elements or tools, I can easily click here on my Add Elements button and do just that, whether it's an image or a button. A strip is just a section. You'll notice that each of your pages here are divided by sections, and you can even rename them if you wanted to and assign it to your different group members. You can add galleries, whether it's of images or videos. You can add and integrate videos if you wanted to play live and from the site rather than having to leave the site. You'll be able to do grids or different sliders for that. And let's see, what else can you do? So now that we've done that, I believe we've done bookings already. We've done apps, we've done features, and other things that you can add to your site as well can be, let's see here. Now we can actually go straight into, we've shown the conferencing and the Zoom and the elements. Let's show how you can invite and add your team members to your site. So let's just say you're splitting up the work, you've chosen your template. You're gonna go here on the top left-hand corner where it says Wix, and it'll take you to your dashboard. Your dashboard is your back-end tool that allows you to manage your site. Everything about your site and the different sections. Any apps that you get, you'll be able to manage them here on the top. And anything for your site, you'll be able to manage here in the middle. So what you'll want to do is go to settings and start inviting your project and team members. And you can do that by clicking on roles and permissions. Remember, let's just say we said we want Michael to be in charge of the group. He's going to choose the template. You're maybe all on a Zoom call together, and you're going to start assigning everything, and you're going to add your team members, Michael. So you're going to click on invite collaborators, and you're going to add your team members' emails, and you're going to make everyone an admin. This will give you access to the site so that you can be in charge of your sections. Now, really important note, this isn't like a Google document where you can work on it simultaneously. The editor has to be saved one at a time. So let's just say Michael, Joseph, and Ryan, and Audria are in your team. You can say, Audria, make the team site page. Oh, where'd he go? Jeremy, you're in charge of the services. And Noah, you're in charge of making the Instagram account. You have to do it at separate times, like maybe someone does it on a Monday at 1 or someone does it on a Monday at 4, but you can't do it at the same time like you would see on a Google Doc. We do have a more advanced editor, Studio, but I don't want you to work on that one. That one's more for graphic designers. It'll get confusing. It's better to use the classic editor.
Yeah. So this would be good. what they can do is get on a Zoom call and then share
No.
their screen, and then they could work on together on one. So for instance, if that Audria was working, she says, with our social media, let me show you what I've done. Then she could do it, and then somebody else could share their screen, right?
Absolutely. You guys
So
can
they
get on a
can do it
call, you
as
get
a
together,
group,
and
but they share the screen,
you'll
but
be
they
able to do
couldn't,
that.
but they can't collaborate on one page at it together. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
just not simultaneously.
Not simultaneous, but they can share each other's work. Okay,
Absolutely.
that's the important thing. So the difference between the thing I see the difference in website manager, it says that website manager had access, but not to the financials. Wouldn't it, is there something else in terms of roles and permissions?
I would
And
say for group projects, just
you'd say
make everyone
the
an
domain.
admin.
Okay,
Yeah, that way they have access to everything.
yeah. But only the one who initiated it can upgrade.
Yes, so that main user is going to be able to add the code,
Right, add the
which is
code.
what she's talking about. So
Right.
if we go here to our next slide, let's go here. We've added a contributor. So this is the email that you'll be receiving is, hey, you've been added as a contributor. And now you'll have access to it and it'll give you a link and you can authorize it.
Okay, except now. Great.
Yeah, you can create branded apps in here. That's just some steps for you to do that. And then of course, for your back office, being able to create your SEO, you'll be receiving a code.
Yes.
That code that you'll be receiving, it's assigned to you. You'll each have a code that you can use. So that main person that's going to be doing it, you're going to go in here and click on any purple upgrade button. This is going to allow you to have your own URL domain rather than the free one that comes with your site. Like you can name it aiconsultants.com.
So we're going to be using the business. So can
Yes.
everybody put a note that the code is only good for the business upgrade? Is that correct?
Yes, you'll have access to business.
Where we have 10 collaborators, which is good. 10 collaborators,
Yeah.
100 gig of storage.
Yeah, you'll be able to see all the different features in
Perfect.
here. But most importantly, it's for your bookings because you want it's part of the assignments and you want to learn how to use that in
Okay,
there.
the bookings will work. Okay.
So once you choose this, the code that's provided to you is going to be counting for a yearly amount.
Okay, make
This
sure you
is-
do just yearly.
Yeah, this is where she mentions like, hey, I need to add my payment information. And this is where you enter the code so that this is 0.
Okay, okay.
Really
Can you just
important.
hold it right there? This
Yeah.
is what I want to make sure here is when you are putting in any type of credit card information, I want to make sure when you enter the promo code that you see the total 0. If you do not see the total 0, you exit that because to get the money back, it's going to be a whole big process. So I want to make sure that when anybody is needing to upgrade, that upgrade will go to 0. Good.
Yeah, not only that, I do add in the FAQ of the site, of the deck that you're all receiving.
Okay.
I do add it in here how to remove the auto renewal.
Oh, that's perfect. That is so
So
everybody see that
please
when
make
you're
sure.
finished, I don't want to be charged, right? So you want to
Yeah.
do the auto removal. That'll be great.
Yeah, the students usually do that like at the end of the semester. Like
Right.
once they see their grades posted, they're like, oh, okay, I have to remember to disconnect this so I don't have to worry about it. Again, what Wix does is in partnership with your professor is provides the code so you can use all the upgraded tools that she's going to be showing you how to use on the back end.
Yeah.
In your
Perfect.
assignments.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's it.
congratulations. So now we can see that really you did an excellent job of going through all the slides. And this is available for us.
Yes.
We'll be able to available for us as slides and also the codes. And we are just And then here's the
Absolutely.
support.
Yeah,
too.
this is really important. If you do hit a snag or you have a question, you can always go here to the Wix support page or to the Wix Learn page if you want to learn how to do something. There's plenty of tutorials on there. Again, it's free, so it's something that's great for you to use.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Ellery.
You
what-
show
what
this
can I say?
recording, Professor. Show this
Pardon?
one.
Yeah,
Show
that's
this
what I'm gonna
recording.
do. Yeah, that's what, great idea, right? We'll share it with the next class, this recording, because it really
Yeah.
goes to pinpoint. Plus the next class will also have your slides, which it really helps to go through. And then I liked it that you gave the links. A lot of times just in the help, you can just even do with the help, and then you even have video sections too, I think, on Learn and different parts.
Absolutely.
So it's hard to
And
keep up, but they can at least see where they need to go.
yeah, and Spencer was able to add the details for where you can find it in your
Okay,
your assignments.
we'll just, as a matter of fact, you don't need to stay for that. We'll go over it. We'll have Spencer share her screen and go over exactly where your slides are and where the codes are.
So,
But right now, we don't want them even to use the codes. They know
No.
they'll get in the future. Is the idea. First get it complete, that it really looks well, and then they can upgrade appropriately.
Perfect. Thank you all so much. Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
Ellery.
We'll
You
chat
did an
soon.
excellent job.
Bye.
Thank you, and we're looking forward, and anything that you want from us, Spencer was in the last class. She could have showed you what she had done. She had done it on Health AI, and she did a number of reviews, helping people
Yeah.
with mental health. So later on, if you need any testimonials or something like that.
Yeah,
how
Spencer,
students
share that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, so how students have used it, not only they can use it for this project, but they can use it beyond that to show, show their potential employers, or even some of the folks have even taken this to actually do some of these services. I appreciate it so much, Ellery, and
You're welcome.
thanks to your folks at Wix for providing you your time.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
And send regards to the whole team at Wix for me.
I will. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so I think it's a great opportunity. We're able to do it. There's some things that I'm not promoting Wix necessarily as the best tool, but it's basically great for us to be able to get their upgraded version. Plus, I like the idea that we can have our own URL, so we're not advertising Wix or any other hosting company. We're advertising your part. So Spencer, do you want to just share with me your screen of where, or I can share my screen and I'll share my screen. You just can tell me where
Okay.
that was placed. And if I go back here, I guess I'll go here, right? And I can go to section J. And is it
So-
under assignments and quizzes?
Yeah. And then
Under
go to
assignments and quizzes, and under
and then go to
project, and let me just edit mode off. You can see Wix presentation 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, and can you do this? This we don't need right now. Because this has the wrong, I think, let me change edit mode off. Let's just do this for next time. Let me, I'll just make this unavailable for right now. We need to change that. Okay, so right now it's the Wix presentation 2024. And then we'll change this because this needs to be the coupon code and some other things. We need to check to see if these work as well. Spencer, before we make that available.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can check that out for me, Spencer, as I take attendance. make sure that what links are working, what are not. Let me do check-in. Start check-in. 5227, if you need me, stay with me after class. I'll be happy to answer any questions. You all know what to basically look for. I need to get your sign off on your proposal, and you can start playing with Wix in terms of trying to figure out where do we start. I'd start even with some of the templates and make modifications to that. And I'll give you more information on Wednesday. We'll go into it and give feedback to you. Okay? Thanks a lot. Thanks, Luke and Spencer, for guarding the fort for me. And
Thank you
then
so much. Have a great
and
day.
we got you've put an announcement then that we've extended the chapter 14, right?
Yeah.
So we can, those of you, and hopefully the next part will be done too. Okay, thank you so much, folks.
Thank you.
5227. Everybody get the number? 5227. And I'm going to stop sharing and see where everybody is.
Dr. Rush,
Yes,
I just
Michael.
wanted to thank you for letting me see the
Okay.
Wix representative. It
Okay,
helped me a lot.
so you're in the next class, right, Michael?
Yeah,
So come to the next class because we're
I
gonna
did, definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you
Awesome.
have an overview, and then we'll even start. Daniel will be in the next class, so he's gonna be even, we'll take one of the groups in the next class and even start. Has your group started anything? Does your group got approval? Michael?
Yeah, I played around with the website a little bit, and I don't really
Okay.
like how I made it, so I'm gonna
Okay,
restart
so
it.
great.
But
So we can
I
have
got I
somebody,
learned
another
some of the
group start.
features, and
Yeah, so that's it. The beauty here, Michael, you can do a dozen of them
yeah,
for free. It doesn't matter. I don't like this one, I'll start another one. That's the beauty,
yeah.
but that's why I don't want you to upgrade, because once you upgrade, that's it. You
Oh, really?
understand?
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we want to get approval even before we upgrade to say, hey, this is really what we need it to look like. Okay, so I'll see you soon.
Awesome. See you then.
Michael,
Yep.
take a break and we'll see you. Okay, who's next here on the agenda? Jonah, how can I help you? You know what I'm gonna do, Jonah? Wait one sec. I'm gonna stop